this time, we want to know your view about organizational behavior, how you motivate your employees. We want to know all these things.
Which behavior?
Organizational behavior. We want to
behavior, organization towards the employees and employee behavior towards the organization. So we have basically it is the final project assignment of our course organization behavior. To interview some
that's the most iconic personality. You are one of the best iconic personalities.
We heard so much for we heard so much things from Bukhari.
So since we are in financial services, and financial services are all about human resource, because once we sell our services, and in services the human resource is the key. So our group's strategy is to hire the qualified and efficient human resource, and we in fact ensure training for them, and then we would like to expect from them that they will go into the market and represent the company for acquiring business from the prospective clients. In that respect, when we hire the people, we see their educational background, and we also ensure that they are good at communication with the client, and they are good at grasping the fundamentals of business.
So we have a series of questions. So first, Afsheen will start.
Sir, first of all, I want to know, sir, about your achievements from where you started and now where are you standing. Although we know that, but we want to know from your point of view that what is the standing from where you started and now.
In fact, I started my career when I was 17 years old. So when I completed my schools, in school, in fact, I was in science group. So after these schools, my brother asked me to take the honors, because he had a vision that he'll be setting up a brokerage business in the Karachi Stock Exchange. So he sent me there, and when I joined him after my schools, my first salary was of 60 rupees per month. Yes, and then when I started doing business in the stock exchange, he increased that salary to 300 rupees. Then he offered me a partnership of 25%, then 33%, then 50%. So initially when we started the brokerage business, at that time the war broke. That was in 1971. The market was closed for about 6 months' time, and we were about to thinking of doing something else. There was an announcement of opening of the market, so we then stayed back. And since then, alhamdulillah, we saw a very steady progress in our business. So soon we were able to, in fact, have the key financial institution at that time on our client list. And in 1978, I also myself bought a membership of the Karachi Stock Exchange. And in 1990, I started my own business in the name of Arif Habib. Previously, it was in my brother's name, Abali Habib. When his children grew up, we decided to separate, and his business then was being looked after by his sons. And then I started my business in the name of Arif Habib. In 1994, I converted the proprietorship into a corporate body. In 2001, I got my company listed in Karachi Stock Exchange in the name of Arif Habib Securities Limited. Then Arif Habib Securities Limited initially was a brokerage house. Then when we acquired the license of the asset management company, and we also applied for the bank license. At that time, regulators asked us to separate the brokerage business from that holding company, because the Arif Habib Securities being a holding company and brokerage house, the brokerage house was not allowed to own bank or the asset management company. So we separated our brokerage business and set up a company called Arif Habib Limited. So now Arif Habib Limited is a brokerage house. The Arif Habib Securities is a holding company of the group businesses, and Arif Habib Investment is a asset management company which runs the mutual fund. Then Arif Habib Fleet Management Company, Arif Habib Private Equity Company. So these are the financial services. We also had acquired bank in the name of Arif Habib Bank, but we then disinvested that in 2008. So that now, that Arif Habib Bank has now been converted to Samia Bank. During that period of time, when companies were able to make good gains, the company then started investing in various industries. So our model of making investment in industry or acquiring a strategic investment was to identify the technical partner, and we then join them as an investor. We in fact help them in financial structuring, fundraising, introducing good principles of corporate governance, and monitoring their performances. So then we also acquired certain units under the partnership program. Our first unit under the partnership program, which we acquired, was Tata Cement. Then we in fact acquired the partner fertilizer, that was also under that. Then we acquired Javedan Cement, which now we are converting into a real estate project. Then we also partnered with Mitsubishi Japan to set up the steel unit, cold roll unit, Aisha steel unit. We also now in dairies, we are in cement as well, because we acquired Alaba Cement. So we are now in fertilizer, cement, steel, dairies. These are the air. We are also in real estate development. We are also partnered with Dolmen, which is coming up as the largest mall in Pakistan. We started in March or April 2011. So these are the areas of it. There is one business which is called the financial services, which we ourselves manage. And there are some industries which we in fact started with technical partners, but some of them have now come to us. So we are now directly managing those companies.
Sir, from a very small business, now you're a big name. Sir, what is the contribution of your employees? What did you do that for your progress? Your success story, what is the contribution of your employees?
I think a lot of contribution. You see that when we were doing brokerage, the team was responsible in bringing good name for the company. And then we set up the asset management company. That asset management company team, because there the more qualified people were hired, and because they went into the market for marketing their products, that gave a good name to the group as well. So in the brokerage, in the asset management company, the quality of the human resource counts. They brought a good name for the group, and that helped us in many areas, because that gave us a good name in government, in banking sector, in financial sector, in the capital market as well. So that was, I believe, is their contribution.
And how should the employees motivated? Because motivated employees participate more. How you make them motivated?
Yes, we in fact in the areas of financial services, we have motivated them through offering them partnership. Partnership in that way, for example, in the brokerage house, the traders used to be partner in the gross commission, you see, and a certain percentage of their gross brokerage used to go to the employees. So in that way, they have a stake in the growth of the business. So as far as the brokerage is concerned, that is there. In the asset management company, we gave a certain percentage of partnership with the chief executive who developed that business. We also kept certain percentage of shareholding for employees as well. And we also incentivize them if they bring in new business for the company. So in financial services, wherever we had the professional team, we offered them a certain percentage of shareholding. And we gave also options to them if they wish to subscribe to the shares of the company. So they started the business from scratch, then they developed it and benefited.
I think you are talking about the monetary rewards. Do you think which type of reward is more motivating? Monetary rewards or non-monetary rewards? Because those are the parts of rewards.
It's both, actually.
Which
good working environment, their access to the highest level of the management, that also in fact motivates them to perform. Because you see that particularly I'm very close with the people from brokerage house, because I started there from scratch. So they have, so everyone is known to me in the brokerage business. Though in many of the companies, for example, I don't know each and everyone in asset management company. I don't know each and everyone in my bank and in many other companies. But as far as the brokerage house is concerned, because that was a company which in fact was the core business of Mehboob. So there each and every person is personally knows me.
All the 5 factors you can discuss with them: respect to the price, growth opportunities, approaching to the leaders. All the 5 factors that are involved in motivation to the employees are here at IIT. So आप लोग mention करें ना सारे factors so that it will be.
So basically, my question is that ups and downs happen in all organizations, or any mishaps, or any uncertain conditions. So in that conditions, how do you basically cope with these conditions, and how do you mold the behavior of the employees towards the situations? For example, if there is crisis or downfall, so how do you basically mold the behavior of the employees in that situation, in any uncertainty?
Particularly in the brokerage business, that affects a lot the volatility in the situation, volatility in business, because the brokerage house has an exposure on various clients. So in 2008, we saw a very bad time, where in fact we had to put a lot of bad debts at that time, and that period was very difficult for the group. For a shorter period of time, so that pressure was unbearable for me. But fortunately, subsequently, I was able to cope with that, and all the team members, they were in fact stood by me. They in fact were able to reduce their cost of doing business, and their efforts were also to recover the money from clients, etc. And because I had a very personal relationship with them, so they were less demanding and they stood by me. That was the main